Hi guys, so today I will be talking about the eyeshadow Wet n Wild brush. Like I said before, this is just Wet n Wild brush. This is the eyeshadow brush, but you can also use this as like a smudge brush, or like brushes aren't used in particular. You can use this for pretty much anything you want it to. Your crease, inner eyes, anything along those lines. I have seen people use this brush for multiple things. So this is just not like specifically for one area. It doesn't actually it on the package. I believe it specifies it, but I literally have purchased this brush probably around like 4 or 5 months ago, and I don't have the plastic package that it came in. But I do use this as a smudge brush, and I do use this as an eyeshadow brush, and so those are the two main things I use it for. Starting off, this brush is just white, and it has this little grip right here where when you're holding it to apply the eyeshadow, you can hold that little piece of it. Also, it has like this kind of like little cap off part right here, which I think this brush is very interesting. So it has like this part where I assume like this part is attached to this, and then it kind of has like this like grayish feel to it. And the brush, guys, is so soft. Like, if I could explain it, it kind of feels like fur almost, but it's kind of like soft, and it's just very hard to explain, but it feels so good. So starting off, I don't usually buy from Wet n Wild. If I am gonna buy from a cheaper brand, it usually is Elf, and I was in desperate need when I was traveling for an eyeshadow brush because I left mine at home, so I did not want to spend that much money on it. So I was just like, you know what, like, I'm just gonna go to Walmart and just get a quick cheap brush. And I'm a firm believer and you don't have to spend a lot of money on the product as long as you know how to make it work. So I decided, like, you know what, like, I'm not gonna spend over like $5 on an eyeshadow brush. Like, I just literally need something to put my eyeshadow on. So I went to Walmart, going down the aisles. I was gonna get the Elf one, and then I saw this one, and I saw this little dip in it, and I was like, this looks kind of cool, and it was very inexpensive. So I was just like, you know what, like, I'm gonna try this one out. And like I said before, I usually never buy from Wet n Wild. So I ended up getting the brush. It worked out so well for me when I had used it that this has became like my eyeshadow brush, and I use this over my Real Techniques one. I really do love this brush. It has become something that I literally cannot live without at this point. There are a couple cons to this brush. I will talk about that in a little bit, but for the most part, this brush has like lasted me. Something else that I really do like about this brush, as well as the texture of the actual brush, is, like I said before, this little part. So I have a hard time with things slipping out of my hand, especially when I'm applying makeup, and literally holding this little dent part right here, it really makes a world of difference. I don't know if you guys have ever experienced this, but I'm the type that sings and puts my makeup on at the same time. And when I'm singing, I'll like use this as a microphone, and then it'll fall out my hand, and then I don't want to use it because it fell on the floor, and then I'll have to wash it, and then my makeup is just delayed. But having this little grip part on here when I'm holding it as a microphone, and then I'm just going back to apply it, it really gives it really gives you a good grip to hold on to and to apply your makeup on. So that's why I really do love this brush. This brush is something that I like, literally, it was the most unexpected thing, and I was just like, you know what, I'm going to try it out, and it's honestly worked so well for me. Going into the cons about this brush, as you guys can see, it is all white, and I have to clean this brush like every week because it literally gets makeup on it so fast and so often. It's really sad. Usually when I'm applying my makeup, I will use my fingers for things to like pat in my concealer and stuff, and then I just won't wash my hands until after I'm done with my makeup, and I'll get concealer on this brush. I will get like other types of makeup on this brush, which kind of really like is kind of annoying because usually I don't clean my brushes till every 2 weeks, but I literally have to clean this like if not like every week, like every time I use it, because it'll get makeup on it, and I don't like touching I don't like touching this brush, especially if it has like a lot of like makeup or like clumpy stuff on it. Something else that is a kind of a con of this brush is I've actually had to like glue together that part on a couple times because it's fallen off. So when it comes to the stability of the brush, at times it's not that stable, especially when you've had it for a longer time. Like, you can produce a lot of wear and tear on it, and honestly, like, it just really makes me sad. But yeah, the brush is not that stable. And I suggest, if you guys do get this brush, that just really be careful, because I feel like some of the times it's just because I've used it too much, and other times it's because I just think that it's going to be as durable as my other makeup brushes, which it is not. So just be very cautious when it comes to using this brush. Like I said before though, I do end up having to clean this brush a lot, but the good thing about cleaning this brush is the texture of this. So the texture of it makes it so easy to clean, and it looks really white right now. You guys are probably like, oh my goodness, she never, like, she never has had to clean that brush, or like, oh my goodness, like, this brush is so white. Like, yes. So this brush makes it really easy to clean. The makeup slides right off. I literally will just take a baby wipe and clean this part of the handle, and it literally comes off. You guys can probably see though where makeup gets stuck in this crevice, but there's nothing I can really do about it, just because, like I said, I've super glued that, so I don't really want to touch it or move it at this point. But for the most part, this is a very good brush. Like I said, the brush is very soft itself, and it's just something where it's not like very, very expensive at all. It's very affordable, and it's a very good brush, and this is just a Wet n Wild eyeshadow brush.